Hey everybody, I wanted to have a blunt discussion with you all today. It's about how tech can have a positive or a negative impact on somebody's life. But we're going to lean more today towards the positive because that's what we're here for, and it's all about education, but also it's about knowledge and awareness. And I'm going to share a personal story with you about how tech saved someone close to me, someone near and dear to me, and saved their life. I want to first start off with, we do reviews, we talk about upcoming tech, and there is this FOMO, the fear of missing out of the shiny new thing. And the reality of it is that sometimes I think the shiny new thing takes away from the purpose of that item. And what I'm going to share with you first, before we get into anything else, after it happened, I really had to, it's not reconcile, but I would say I had to really think about the role that something that I did or had played into the bigger scheme of things, right? So I've had an Apple Watch since I think Series 2. So that tells you how long I've had an Apple Watch for. They're on this year's going to be Series 11. And when I had gotten the Series 3, my friend, a close friend of mine that I've known for many years, and my children have gone to school with his children for a long time, and we are family. He had seen my Apple Watch, and he was not in the Apple ecosystem at all. He was still using Windows, and he had, I think at that time it was a Fitbit. And I'm sure some of you have had Fitbit, so you understand the limitations of a Fitbit back in those days. And he had seen my watch and said, "Oh, that's really neat." And I explained to him just the bare basics of what it can do. At that time, track your health of, your activity levels, your steps, how many miles you've gone, how many stairs you've climbed, all of that. And the other cool thing about it is that I was able to see my text messages from my phone on my watch, and also my emails, like a preview of the email. So notifications would appear on my wrist instead of on the phone in my pocket, even though they both do. But I was able to have that convenience of getting those notifications. Well, to make a long story short, it sparked an interest in him, so I was surprised when, I think it was like a week later or something, he went and purchased one. And we'll fast forward to, I want to say maybe 6 months later. He had notified me that, he went to go see his doctor because the watch had said something. The watch gave him an alert that his heart rate or heartbeat per se was irregular. He went to his primary care doctor, and then his primary care doctor sent him to a cardiologist. And what I found amazing was that the cardiologist ran their test, and he was an AFib, if I'm saying this correctly, to whereas he said he had felt stressed a lot because his job at that time, especially this was back then, a lot of the changes going on in companies, his job was very stressful, so he was in charge of a lot of things, and he thought it was stress. The cardiologist had basically told him that the watch saved his life. Immediately, I think it was within maybe a week or so, he had surgery. There's a surgery to redo the heartbeat to make it regular. I don't want to get into too much technical because I don't know. I'm not a cardiologist, so I don't know. But it was extremely powerful for me that that medical professional had told him if it wasn't for that technology, that watch on your wrist, you may not have been here much longer. And I wanted to share this with you all because recently his daughter just graduated high school. And like I said, my kids have gone to school with his kids most of their lives. And so I had to really reflect on that and think about, wow, you know, what if I didn't get that watch? What if this never happened? And the sad part about it is that he would have left behind a family. Give me So with that said, if it really wasn't for that piece of technology, he wouldn't be here today. And the reality of that is that I think it's our duty to share these stories, to let people know, because people who watch these videos, you are our supporters, and I thank you for that. Thank you for coming to the channel and watching these videos. But you also have family, you have friends, you have mothers, fathers, grandfathers, grandmothers, brothers and sisters, and cousins that may not know they have an underlying health issue, and some of this tech, some of these items can actually save their lives, because it will let them know that there's something going on. Hey, you may feel weird or unwell at sometimes, or feel like, oh, it's just stress. But the reality of it is that your heart's doing something, or something else is going on. You know, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. I said I wasn't going to get emotional, and I did, and I apologize for that. I wanted to just also say that we talk about tech all the time, you know, the shiny new object, FOMO, the fear of missing out, of having the coolest new toy. But with this subject that I want to talk with you about today, I want you to also know that I do understand that a lot of this technology or these items are not cheap at all. But I wanted you to understand that this isn't, I'm not trying to say, hey, you need to run out and buy one. I'm all about saving money. So there are other ways to get this tech that can be life-saving at a reduced price, honestly. As you know, if you watch my other videos, I am in the Apple ecosystem. I've been so for 20 plus years. The reality of it is that I always can't afford to buy the newest and shiniest, brightest object from them. So there is what is called a refurb store on Apple. You can purchase a refurbished, so it's maybe a generation or 2 generations old, a refurbished model that comes with the same 1-year warranty as a new model for a lot less. So if you are really thinking about gifting, whether it be an Apple Watch or maybe even Samsung, whoever you choose or whatever you choose, give it some thought. You just don't know what that item may do. It may help them find out something, or even help them become more healthy, you know, keeping track of their activity levels, or forcing them to better themselves the next week from last week's performance, and whether it's steps or mileage or whatever the case may be. Just take a look at this and think about it. I wanted to make this video because I don't want people to think that we're only, it's just all about tech. And I didn't want people to think that we're just all about just trying to push things on you or any of that. We're a community here, and communities take care of one. Let's try that again. We're a community here, and a community takes care of each other. So with that being said, I thank you for watching this video. And if you've had any experiences or known anyone that's had any of these experiences like I've shared today, please don't hesitate to share it in the comments section, because you don't know what you say may inspire or help somebody else. And also, I just again want to thank you for watching this video. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.